in this video we will see different operations on DFAs, that are union, concatenation, cross product, complement and reversal of DFAs. These kind of operations are really helpful when it comes to the design of very complicated DFAs, because you can always create a complicated DFA as the union, concatenation, cross product, complement or reversal of smaller DFAs. Almost all of these operations takes as argument form or DFAs and perform operations on that. They are definitely not complement and reversal. They take as argument a single DFA and do this operation. The rest of the operations takes as an argument term or DFAs and perform the operations. So we will see each one by one and with the help of examples. So we will take union first. So for the sake of union, the example that I am taking is I want to design a DFA which is accepting strings starting with 0 and ending with a 1, or starting with a 1 and ending with a 0. Okay, so the DFA will accept all the strings that are either starting with 0 and ending with a 1, or starting with a 1 and ending with a 0. The alphabet here is 0 comma 1. So the in essence what does it accept is strings having starting and ending characters different. Okay, so what we will do is we will design it as two different component DFAs and will merge them. So the DFA 1 will accept all the strings that are starting with a 0 and ending with a 1. Okay. So the minimal string that we will always have to design the DFA by drawing in for the minimal string, as I have said in the previous videos. So we have to, the minimal string that start with 0 and ends with a 1 is 0 1 itself, isn't it? So draw DFA for 0 1 first. Okay, so this is the DFA for 0 1. Now it start with 0, so a starting character as 1 cannot be accepted. That will take you to the trap state. Now at the end you can have any number of zeros in between, no problem. It should end with a 1. If you are getting more ones at the end, no issues, because any number of ones are still ending with a 1. Now if you are getting a 0, sorry, you have to come all the way back to Q1, wait for a 1 so that the string will still end with a 1. So thus is the DFA for string starting with 0 and ending with 1. So the DFA 2, which is for string starting with a 1 and ending with 0, is just opposite, isn't it? So I'm giving different state names. Q3, starting character should be a 1. If it is a 0, no way, please be in the trap state. And Q4, you can have any number of ones in between, and the final character should be a 0. Now Q5, now you can have any number of zeros at the end, but if you are getting a 1, please come back to Q4 and wait for a 0 so that your string will still end with a 0. So these are the two different DFAs that accept all the strings that are starting with a 0 and ending with a 1. This accept all the strings that are starting with a 1 and ending with a 0, isn't it? Now when we say union, we have to combine the start states. We have to merge the start states together. That is union, because that means you can take either this path or this path, isn't it? So I am merging the start states and giving the start state name Q03, so that you can easily understand that these two states have been merged for the final DFA. Now if it is starting with 0, I can take this path 0. I am simply copying the DFA without any change, because we have done all the works already. Now if it is starting with a 1, I can take this path. So now please to understand that this path to trap and this path to trap doesn't make any sense for the final DFA, because was defined only for strings that are starting with 0 and ending with a 1. So starting of 1 could not be accepted. Here this was designed for DFAs which are starting with a 1 and ending with a 0. So starting with 0 could not be accepted. But in this DFA, if it is starting with 1, we will take this path. The only thing is that it should end with a 1. If it is starting with 1, we will take this path. The only thing is that it should end with a 0. Okay. So these two trap states are avoided in the final DFA because that doesn't make any sense anymore. So this is the combined DFA. We have to merge the start states together. Okay. Now we will see concatenation of DFAs. So for concatenation of DFAs, for the sake of an example, I'll take the question of designing a DFA that accepts all the strings that are starting with a 1 and ending with a 0. Okay. So this starts with 0 and ends with 1. This DFA will accept all the strings that are starting with a 0 and ending with a 1. Surely you can see is that as a question of concatenation, because strings that are starting with 1 can be appended with strings that are ending with 1. You will get strings that are starting with 1 and starting with 0 and ending with a 1, isn't it? So we will do that. So concatenation. So the DFA1 will be for strings that are starting with 0. So Q0. So the first character should be a 0. See, when it says starting with 0, the minimal string that starts with 0 is 0 itself. So only a single 0, even a single 0 can take you to the final state. Now after that it can be 0, 1, it doesn't matter. If it is starting with 1, no way, you have to be in the trap state. Okay, so that is the DFA for strings that are starting with a 1. Now I'll draw the DFA for strings that are starting with 0. Sorry. Now we will draw DFA for strings that are ending with a 1. Yeah. Giving different state names. Ending with a 1. So this start can be anything, and the smallest string that ends with a 1 is 1 itself, isn't it? So I'm drawing it for the minimal DFA 1. Now if you are having any number of 1s at the end, it is perfectly okay. Now if you are having a 0, so please to come back to Q2, wait for a 1 so that your string still ends with a 1. Now these are the two different DFAs for this DFA except all the strings that are starting with a 0. This DFA except all the strings that are ending with a 1. Yeah. Now we will do the combined DFA. That is DFA1 is concatenated with DFA2. Or in other words, the DFA2 will be appended to the end of DFA1. See, in this case, when you do this kind of concatenation, what happens is initial state of DFA1 will be the initial state of the combined DFA, and final state of DFA2 will be the final state of the concatenated DFA, and again final state of DFA1 and initial state of DFA2 will be merged together. Okay. So the initial state of combined DFA is initial state of DFA1. Now copying the transitions. Now Q1 as the final state of DFA1. So final state of DFA1 will be merged with initial state of DFA2 and it will lose its final state status because it is being merged with the initial state. Yeah. So Q12 is the merged state because we are merging these two. See, and now both of them have transition a self loop around 0. So you can copy the self loop, but you can't copy this one because this DFA has another transition on 1 to on to Q3. So when you are merging that, you have to take note of this. So you can't copy this one because this is a DFA for a simple from a particular state. You have just one transition defined. So you have to take this transition because we are continuing with this DFA now. So take this transition on 1 and that takes you to the final state, because final state of the combined DFA is final state of the second DFA. Now see, this is the combined DFA. It should start with a 0. If it is starting with 1, that will be rejected. Now any number of zeros can come in between. Now if it is a 1, you can end successfully, because 0 1 is the minimal string that starts with 0 and ends with a 1. So that has been defined. Now any number of 1s can come at the end, we don't care. But if a 0 comes in the final state, you have to come back to this state, wait for a 1. Okay. So that is the concatenated DFA. Hope this is clear. Now we will move to cross product. So we will see cross product. For cross product, the examples that I am taking is, I want to design a DFA that accept even number of ones and odd number of zeros. Okay. So again the alphabet is 0, 1. Now we want to create a DFA that accepts even number of ones and odd number of zeros. So again we will start by drawing DFA for even number of ones first. See, even 0 number of ones will be accepted, because 0 is considered to be an even number now. So 0 ones will be accepted. Now a single one cannot be accepted, because 1 is an odd number, but 2 ones can again be accepted. 3 ones will be rejected. 4 ones can be accepted. 5 ones will be rejected. 6 ones will be accepted, like that. And we don't have any restrictions on the number of zeros here. Okay, so you can have any number of zeros anywhere. Next DFA is DFA 2, which is for odd number of zeros. So Q2. Now 1 0 can be accepted, because 1 is an odd number. So this will be accepted. Now 2 zeros will take you to a non-final state, because 2 is not an odd number. Again 3 zeros will take you to the final state. 4 zeros will bring you back to the non-final state. 5 zeros will take you to the final state. 6 zeros will bring you back to the non-final state, and it goes on. And we don't have any restrictions on the number of ones here, because for both the DFAs the alphabet is 0, 1. Okay, now we have to take the Cartesian product to get even number of DFA accepting even number of ones and odd number of zeros. Okay, so we have to take the Cartesian product to cross product. So to get the cross product, what you have to do is you have to take Cartesian product of states of both the DFAs. So Q0, Q2, Q0, Q3, Q1, Q2, Q1, Q3. Okay, now again regarding the start state of the final DFA is the state containing start state of both these DFAs. So the start state of this DFA is Q0, start state of this DFA is Q2. So Q0, Q2, the set containing Q0, Q2 is the start state for the final DFA. Hope that is clear. Now we will define the transitions. See, from Q0 on 0 you have a transition to itself, and from Q2 on 0 you have a transition to Q3. So you can mark the transition on 0. That is, a transition on 0 here means that there is a transition from Q0 to itself in DFA 1 and Q2 to Q3 in DFA 2. Okay, yeah, that is it. Now from Q0 you have a transition on 1 to Q1, and from Q2 you have a transition on 1 to itself. So you can mark, that is, from Q0 to Q1 there is a transition on 1, and from Q2 to itself there is a transition on 1. Yeah. Okay. Now from the state Q1, Q2, from Q1 there is a transition on 1 to Q0, and from Q2 there is a transition on 1 to itself. So you can mark this as 1. Now from Q1 there is a transition on 0 to itself, and from Q2 there is a transition on 0 to Q3. Okay. So Q1, Q3 can be marked with 0. Okay. Now from the state Q1, Q3, from Q1 you have a transition on 0 to itself, and from Q3 you have a transition on Q2 on 0. So you can mark this. Now from Q1, Q3, from Q1 on 1 you have a transition to Q0, from Q3 you have a transition to itself on 1. So you can mark this on 1. Okay. Now on Q0 you have a transition on 0 to itself, and from Q3 you have a transition on 0 to Q2. So you can mark this. Now from Q0 you have a transition on on 1 to Q1, and from Q3 you have a transition on 1 to itself. So you can mark this. Now for the state 0 and 1 is defined, for the state 0 and 1 is defined, for the state 0 and 1 is defined, for the state 0 and 1 is defined. Please do keep in mind that a 0 transition is defined. It means if a 0 transition is defined here, that means that there is a transition from Q0 to Q0 in DFA1 and Q2 to Q3 on DFA2 on 0. If you have a 1 here, that means that there is a transition from Q0 to Q1 on 1 in DFA1 and Q2 to itself in DFA2. This is the final DFA. Now we have to mark the final state. That depends on the question again. The question is even number of DFA accepting even number of ones and odd number of zeros. For even number of ones, the final state is Q0. For odd number of zeros, the final state is Q3. So the set containing Q0, Q3 is the final state. So this is the final state of the combined DFA for this particular question. DFA accepting even number of ones and odd number of zeros. We will check with an example. Given number of ones and odd number of zeros. It contains 2 ones and 3 zeros. So this should be accepted. Let's check whether it will be accepted or not. 0 will take you here. Another 0 will make you come back here. 1 will make you come here. 0 will take you to this point, and 1 will take you to the final state. That is accepted. Now if the question was the even number of zeros or odd number of ones or odd number of zeros, in that case for even number of ones the final state is Q0, and for odd number of zeros the final state is Q3. So the sets containing either Q0 or Q3 will become the final state. So this is a final state, this is a final state, and this is a final state. Okay, because the question is even number of ones or odd number of zeros. So the states containing either Q0 or Q3 will become the final states. Let's check with the this question, that is 0, 0, 1, 0. It contains odd number of zeros but doesn't contain even number of ones. So when we have 0, it will take you here. When we have next 0, you will be back here. When we have 1, we will be here. When we have 0, you will be here. That is the final state. Now what about 0, 0, 1? That should be rejected because it doesn't contain either even number of ones or odd number of zeros. When you have 0, you will be here. When you have 0, you will be here. When you have 1, you will be here, which is not a final state. So this string will be rejected. That's it. Now we will see one more example under cross product. So the next question is, we want DFAs that accept exactly 2 A's and more than 2 B's. That is, we want to design a DFA that accepts 2 strings containing exactly 2 A's and more than 2 B's. So again we will split this into two different DFAs. We will design DFA 1 for exactly two A's. So Q0, Q1, A, Q2. So this contain exactly two A's. Now we don't have any restrictions on the number of B's. So we can have any number of B's here. Okay. So that is DFA exactly two A's are accepted. Any number of B's can come. Now DFA 2. More than 2 B's. So minimum 3 B's should be there. So B, Q4, B, Q5, B, Q6, because we need minimum 3 B's. Now we don't have any restrictions on the number of A's. Now we can have any number of A's and B's after this, isn't it? Because we need more than 2 B's means at least 3 B's should be there. Now more B's are fine. Yeah, this is for exactly 2 A's. This is for more than 2 B's. Yeah. Now we will draw the combined DFA. For drawing the combined DFA, you have to take a Cartesian product of states. So yeah, Q0, Q3, Q0, Q4, Q0, Q5, Q0, Q6. Now Q1, Q3, Q1, Q4, Q1, Q5, Q1, Q6. Now Q2, Q3, Q2, Q4, Q2, Q5, Q2, Q6. So again, as I have told you in the previous example, the start state of this DFA is the set containing start states of both the DFAs. So the start state of DFA 1 is Q0 and start state of DFA 2 is Q3. So the Q0, Q3 state is the start state of the final DFA. Now we have to mark rest of the transitions. From Q0 on A, there is a transition to Q1. Similarly, from Q3 to itself, there is a transition on A. So you can mark A here. Similarly, from Q0 on B, there is a transition to itself. From Q3 on B, there is a transition to Q4. So this B means that in DFA1, there is a transition from Q0 to Q0 on B. And in DFA2, there is a transition from Q3 to Q4 on B. Similarly, we will mark rest of the transitions. I guess you can understand that by this time. For example, this B means that there is a transition from Q2 to itself on B in first DFA and Q5 to Q6 on B in the second DFA. That's exactly it. Now on Q2, there is a transition on itself on B, and on Q6 there is a transition on itself on B. Now if an A comes at this point, that will take you to a trap state. Now if A comes here, that will be in Q6, because you can't mark A here because A won't take you from Q2 to Q2. So you can't mark A here, you can mark only B, because if you take B, the self loop means that in DFA1, B takes you from Q2 to Q2 and Q6 to Q6. That is right. But in case of A, that will take you to a trap state here. So you can't mark A around the self loop here. Hope you understood that. Now we will check with the examples. A, B, B. It contains exactly 2 A's and more than 3 B's. A, B, B, B. Yeah, that is accepted. Now A, B, B, B. It contains only one A and more than two B, so it should be rejected. A, B, B, B. So that is rejected. Okay. So hope this is clear to you. Now we will move on to complement. We will see complement now. Now for the sake of an example, we will design a DFA that accepts strings that do not contain 0. So yeah, 0. So what we will do is we will design a DFA first which accept only strings that contain a 0. That is, only if the string contain a 0 that will be accepted. So from Q0, if you have a 0, that will take you to the final state no matter what the other symbols are. So you can have zeros or ones after that, and in initial state you can have any number of ones. The only condition being the should be a 0, then only your string will be accepted. Now to get the target DFA that accepts strings that do not contain a 0, you have to invert the states in this DFA. That is, all the final states will be converted to non-final states, and non-final states will be converted to final state. So Q0 will be converted to a final state because it is not final state in the original design, and Q1 will be converted to a non-final state because it is a final state in the original design. Okay, and all the other transitions will be left unchanged. So if now in this case if you have a 0, you have no escape out of it. You are trapped in the state Q1. You can never reach the final state back, isn't it? So this DFA will be accepting only strings that do not contain 0 over the alphabet 0, 1. We will see reversal next. So for the sake of reversal, for the sake of an example, we will take the example, the string 101, and we would like to reverse the string using DFA reversal. So first we will design a DFA that will accept the string 101. Oh no, 101 is actually a palindrome, so you won't get the better understanding of reversal here. So I'm changing the string to 100. So this DFA will be accepting the strings 100. If 0 comes in the first state, or 1 comes in the next state, or 1 comes in the next state, that will be sending you to the reject state QT. So you need 101. There is actually a 01 loop around QT. Is to add that to. Now to get the reverse DFA, what you have to do is you have to make the final state an initial state, and initial state and the final state, initial state a final state, and flip the direction of all the arrows. So Q3 will become the initial state, Q0 will become the final state, and direction of all the arrows are inverted. Okay. So in that case, when we inverse the arrows directing to QT, QT becomes an unreachable state because there is no, the transition was from Q0 to QT. It's not from Q3 to QT anyway, but still QT is unreachable and you can avoid this. Now, if you look at this, you can also interpret this as an NFA. That is, some kind of operations may lead to the creation of an NFA instead of DFA, but don't worry, you still have conversion mechanisms to convert an NFA back to DFA. So no big deal. It's fine. So only thing is that please to keep in mind that when we do apply this kind of operations, an NFA may result as the result of these operations. So this is all in this video. Thank you.